afternoon and welcome to Policing TV. I'm here by the Houses of Parliament in central London, about to go over the bridge to the New Scotland Yard, the headquarters of the Metropolitan Police Service here in London, where I'm due to meet the most senior volunteer in the Met, James Deller. Welcome again to Policing TV, here now in the New Scotland Yard building, the headquarters of the Metropolitan Police Service in central London, with Special Chief Officer James Deller.
Well, great to have you here with me today, Bernard, and it's a fantastic opportunity to talk about some of the successes and achievements over the last 12 months of the Metropolitan Special Constabulary. We're going to go and have a seat and see a few locations within New Scotland Yard, and we'll have an opportunity to have a conversation and for me to tell you where we are on the basis of the successes over the last 12 months and to bring you the story up to date following my videos with you earlier last year. Thank you. Well, we're here on the eighth floor balcony at New Scotland Yard, and as you can see behind me, we've got the fantastic view of the London Eye and the River Thames. It's been a fantastic year for the Special Constabulary here in the Metropolitan Police, and we've had a number of fantastic achievements which we're all very proud of. We had our first conference of the Special Constabulary back earlier in 2024, where we got over 500 officers together, and we were great to welcome Policing TV to that event, where we heard of the things that the officers were really keen to have us focus on. One of the areas was around expenses. We'd not seen an increase in our expenses in over a decade, so working very closely with others across the organisation, on the 1st of January 2025 we saw an increase of our expenses by approximately 31%, which has sort of brought it in line with the cost of living, and that has gone down extremely well, with officers who are finding that it was becoming more and more expensive to come on duty to be a special constable. Other achievements have been overseas. We had officers who went to Paris to the Olympics and police alongside law enforcement officers from all over the country during the Paris Olympics, and it was great to see them out there engaging with individuals right across the world and flying the British flag of policing very, very highly, and their experiences were ones that they will keep for a very long time. We also spent quite a bit of time last year up in Scotland supporting the Royalty and Specialist Protection unit of the Metropolitan Police, providing unarmed security support at royal residences, and that's something again which we're hoping to do this year in the summer. Another great achievement recently was to be signed off for officers to be trained in taser and to be able to be deployed on London streets carrying taser, and our first dozen or so officers are now trained and doing that, and this was something which officers were really keen to have us focus on, because it was all about officer safety, it was about confidence, and it was giving them the tools to do the job. So it's been a successful year, and I'm very proud of my officers for what they've done, and we've got a fantastic year ahead, so 2025 looks just as exciting as 2024. So it's a great opportunity to share with you again the 5 R's that it ended up being in the end, which were the things I was going to focus on in my first year as Special Chief Officer. The first R was recruitment. And so we've seen a steady flow of officers joining the Special Constabulary this year, but our greatest achievement was actually to be part of a organisational wide recruitment which was Change Needs You, and at the same time we were recruiting and advertising for regular police officers. We were also recruiting and advertising for volunteer police officers as well, which was a massive success, and we saw a number of officers apply as a result of that campaign. The next R was Rejuvenation, and this was really important to me because this was about how do we get our existing officers fired up and enthused again to continue their career with the Special Constabulary. And we're talking about officers who may be in for 5 or more years, who are asking the question, what more is there for me to do? Well, last year we had a number of firsts. We went to Scotland, we went to Paris, and a number of those officers who took part thought to themselves, this is great, and as a result we've re-energised them, and they're feeling rejuvenated and putting in now, in fact some of them more hours now than they were previously, which is a fantastic situation. The next R, the third R, is retention. So this is about looking at those issues that perhaps are in the minds of individual officers who are considering leaving. Let's look at what they were. And so over the last 12 months we've identified there was issues around expenses, the cost of living, but also officers feeling safe whilst on duty. So again, through our expenses uplift and through training Taser, this again has demonstrated to officers that we are trying to address those issues, and we have seen an increase in the number of officers staying, and our attrition rate is not as high as in previous years. The fourth R was reward, and I'll couple that with recognition, the fifth R. And this is about identifying and rewarding and recognising officers who do great things. And we've had a number of Chief Officer Commendation ceremonies over the last 12 months. We've also introduced a new category, which is a team award, to celebrate the successes of teams who have done extraordinary things and gone above and beyond on many cases, working closely and collaborating together. So it's been a fantastic year focusing on those R's. There's lots more stories I could tell about that, but what's really important is we're at a healthy position within the Special Constabulary. The morale is at an all-time high as far as I can see, and officers are engaging in as many different things as they possibly can. The last R that I want to talk about is about responsiveness. This is about making sure specials are fit to do the job, making sure they are equipped with the training and kit to go out there and do the job, and making sure they know what they need to do and where they need to do it. As part of our strongest ever neighbourhood policing approach, I introduced something called Project Vanguard, which was where the specials were identifying themselves how they could contribute to neighbourhood policing. And this was a change. Normally we were told where we would fit in, but we've used this as an opportunity to identify how we can add value, and this has seen an increase in the number of officers doing duties within neighbourhoods, and hours have increased. It's still early stages, but it's about embedding those principles that officers police the communities they know best, and they feel as though they've got a task that they can do to make the community safer. So that's been a fantastic sort of summary of the things I've done with my colleagues over the last 12 months, and there's so much more I want to do in the next 12 months.
Well, it's been great to host Bernard from Policing TV today and to share with him some of the stories of the last 12 months in my role as the Special Chief Officer. If anything I've said has encouraged you to think about joining the police or the Special Constabulary in particular, please get in touch with us through our website, www.metpolice.uk. You can look up then the recruitment pages and you can apply there. It's been a fantastic opportunity to share the stories today, and I look forward to working with Policing TV again in the future.